Hey guys, I thought I would do a pinky, summery, like light coverage cream product kind of look today. I know that's a lot, but basically what we're going to be featuring are some things that I've hauled that I just haven't followed up on, that I haven't shown you guys how they perform. One thing is the Chanel Palette Essentielle. It's these Chanel palettes that have 3 products in here. This is like a concealer foundation. This is like a blush lip situation. And then this is like a highlighter. These are not new at all. But again, because of the warmer months and these are cream products, I was very tempted. I'd always been tempted by this little black palette and finally picked it up. This was probably a couple months ago at this point. This is when Mona, the Glam Dr. Mona Khan, was in town visiting me. So I wanted to use this. And then I also wanted to use the Armani Eye Tints. Now I won't be able to use all of these. I'll probably use 1 or 2 of them, but I'll go ahead and swatch what I have. And we'll talk about these new eye tints because these are already existing, but they kind of revamped the line. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And I also purchased one of the Lip Maestro freezes. These were like new for the spring summer season, but I'm not sure if they're limited edition. I will leave the information down below in my description box. I think maybe they were. There was only maybe 6 colors, and I got color number 204, which is this really pretty pink. So we're going to be doing like a light summery pink toned kind of look, and I am not one that does a lot of pink. In the summertime, I kind of generally lean towards like coral if I'm going to do something that's not neutral. So this is going to be a little bit different for me. But let's go ahead and get started. So I want to have a nice radiant base because I don't want to use anything that has too high of a coverage. So I'm going to start with the Tom Ford Radiant Moisture Soufflé. This is pretty much like a moisturizer. It's like a cream, but there's like a little bit of radiance to it. It has like a nice golden sheen to it. But I like the texture of this. It is definitely on the thicker side. And if you have dry skin like me, it just, it feels great. And now I'm going to go ahead and just add some of the By Terry Brightening CC Serum in Sunny Flash. And this is like a kind of bronzy tinged radiant glow kind of product. And I really like adding like a bronzy product to my face, especially if I'm going to go for a light coverage. I just feel like, I don't know, it just makes me look healthier and less dead than I look normally. So yep, I'm really trying to embrace the finger application life. Just doesn't seem right to me. So I've seen Lucia Pkwy use this palette and only this palette for like a base product, and basically she's just kind of like touching up an already beautiful model. My skin's looking okay. So I'm going to attempt that. I'm going to try just using this and kind of just patching up where I feel like I need a little bit of help. And then we'll take it from there. I feel like if I'm going to need more help than that, I'll go in with a light foundation. But let's start with this. So I'm just going to go in with my fingers. And oh, it has a really creamy feeling to it. I have it in the color 150 Beige Clair. There's actually some pretty decent coverage, but it doesn't look very heavy on the skin. So that is nice. This is going to work out nicely, I think, for this easy kind of summertime look. I'm just going to put it on this side of my face for now so we can kind of see the difference. And that's usually when I can appreciate what makeup has done. Cover up the redness around my nose. All right, so I just applied it really lightly to this side of my face. I think for an easy kind of summertime look, I think that's okay. Generally, it's just like the coverage around my eyes that I need to be pretty strong, and I think it actually did a pretty good job. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish applying it to my face, and then we'll take another look and see if I need a little bit more coverage. Maybe what I will do is use a powder that has a little bit more coverage to it. So I'm going to go ahead and use my new La Prairie Skin Caviar Loose Powder. This one definitely has a little bit more coverage than most of my loose powders. The scent is really, really strong. Like my entire powder drawer smells like this powder now, which to me is such a turnoff, but the powder does look good. So I am going to go ahead and apply it with a fluffy powder brush. I've got my Chantecaille powder brush here. I'm just going to dip in very lightly. Again, I want to keep this like a very natural kind of look. All right, so that is a very, very light dusting of the La Prairie, but I do think it added just a little bit of coverage, did a little bit of blurring, so I feel comfortable with my complexion right now. So let's go ahead and move on. I need to add a little bit of bronzer, so I'm going to use the Chantecaille Compact Soleil Bronzer in St. Bart's. This is such a good bronzer. It's such an oldie but goodie. I haven't talked about this in a long time, but I'm going to go ahead and use the same brush that I use for powder and just lightly sweep that kind of all over. All right, let's go back to the Chanel palette. I'm going to use this cream blush in here. This is very, very pretty. And I'm just going to tap it on since I have some powder down already. I'm going to go ahead and just tap and not swipe. So because I can be so absent-minded, you know, I always kind of forget to put cream products on before I powder, and then I end up putting the cream product on top, and usually it's worked out fine, again, as long as I don't swipe. But what I have realized is I am kind of mixing the cream product with the powder underneath, and it actually, I think, allows the cream product to stay on my cheeks a little bit longer. Like it's actually kind of like the powder underneath is actually helping its longevity. And I think you can do the same thing by adding, you know, powder on top, but at least this way you're kind of maintaining the pigment of the product. So that's kind of a happy accident. All right, we have a nice rosy flush to our cheeks. I'm gonna go ahead and use the highlighter now. I like the texture of these products. They feel a little bit kind of sticky in the pan, but as soon as you put it onto your cheeks, they kind of just melt right in. Yeah, they don't feel sticky on the cheeks. All right, just a nice subtle highlight there. I put some on the brow bone here, also a little bit down my nose and a little bit on my chin. All right, so far this product is a winner from Chanel, not really a surprise there. I'm gonna go ahead and add some of my favorite Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel to my eyebrows, and I'll be right back. So let's go ahead and jump into the Armani Eye Tints. So I think Armani basically just kind of like revamped their eye tint line. They are repackaged now. They used to come in, you know, packaging that was like longer and thinner, and now they're in like the same packaging as like their lip magnets, which is like the smaller kind of fatter packaging. I don't think that the formula has necessarily changed, but there's basically 4 finishes that are available: silk, smoke, aqua, and chrome. And I think I have one, at least one of each. Yeah, I have one smoke, which is this one. And the smoke reminds me the most of, do you remember when the eye tints first came out and they were all pretty satiny or glittery? They had a little bit of something going on, and then they came out with basically like these matte shades. I feel like the smoke is like the equivalent to those. The one that I got in the shade, let's see, Spice Smoke, looks like there's a little bit of a color shift in there, but we'll go ahead and play with this. And then I got one chrome color, and I had got it in the color Ice, which is like this silvery color. I don't think we'll be using this today, but I'm going to swatch all of these for you. And I got one aqua color in Copper Reflection. The aqua finish, I think, are the most sheer. So these actually remind me of the Tom Ford Aqua Metal Shadows. So this color just was really pretty. We may use this today because I really like the sheer quality to them. And then I got 2 of the silk finishes. I got Rose Ashes, which is this pretty shade. It kind of has like a pink shift to it. And then Senso. This is a deeper color, I remember. Yeah, this was like kind of a deep brown with a shift. The silk finish ones remind me the most of the original eye tints. And then the aqua one kind of reminds me of, like, sometimes the eye tints, they did like special releases. So this one actually reminds me of, do you guys remember the Tokyo Gardens? They came out with, I think, a couple of eye tints there, and they were very, very sheer. The colors were different, but they had the same kind of like sheerness to them. So that's what the aqua reminds me of. The smoke I already talked about. And then the chrome is like the most metallic kind of shade. So let me go ahead and show you some swatches of these. So we have Spice Smoke number 22, which is a smoke finish. And then next to that, we have Ice number 43, which is a chrome finish. Then we have Copper Reflection number 34, which is an aqua finish. And then we have Rose Ashes number 11, which is a silk finish. And then Senso, which is number 10, also a silk finish. So I was on the Armani site, and it basically has the same claims as the old eye tints. You know, they're supposed to be long wearing, smudge proof, all of those things. Whenever I have worn eye tints, I've always had very good luck with them. They don't smudge, but I wouldn't say that they're smudge proof. Like if I ran my finger over them, I would definitely get some pigment off on my finger. So they don't really set down 100%. I want to say it's more like 95%, like it's almost there. Let's go ahead and apply some of these actually to my eyes. And again, we're doing kind of a natural look today. So I think I'm going to start with the Copper Reflection, which is the aqua finish. Since this is a little bit different for Armani, I thought maybe you guys would be more interested in seeing this. So when I work with the eye tints, I like to either just apply it straight to my lid or kind of put it on the back of my hand and then pick it up with a brush. Oh, let me show you this applicator. Actually, it's a little bit different. It's like hollowed in the center. It's supposed to pick up more product that way, I think. I'm going to go ahead and apply it straight to my eyelids, and then I've got my Sonia G Worker 2 brush, which is like one of my favorite cream shadow brushes, and just blend it in. So I'm just going to swipe this across and then just blend out the edges here. But can you see how sheer that is? It's just like this beautiful wash of sparkle. I just love it. It looks like you almost have nothing on your eyes, and then like the light will catch you and it's like, oh, what's that? It's like this nice little surprise. Next, I'm gonna take this Spice Smoke color. This is in the Smoke Finish, and this is like a little bit more opaque than the aqua shadows, but they're still just like, I don't know, there's like a certain sheerness to it. I just find them like really, really beautiful. So I'm just going to use the other side of my brush and pick up a little bit of this color. Again, I'm trying to, you know, stick to something a little bit more natural and just add a little bit of dimension here. And because these do set down quite a bit, I would definitely suggest doing one eye at a time. I wouldn't like plop it down on both eyes. The second eye that you get to will probably be a little bit difficult to blend out. Oh, you can see it on my hand. It's pretty much set down, but I do pick up like a little bit of pigment if I run my finger over it. Can you see that? Like a little bit comes off. So like I said, I feel like it's like 95, 99% set down. All right, so there's a nice easy eye look with just a little bit of shimmer in there. Let's go ahead and move on to eyeliner and mascara. All right, I'm gonna take my Chanel Stilo Ombre et Contour in the color Contour Sombre. It's basically like a black. So I'm just going to tight line with this. And then use just a little bit here. I want to, again, I'm trying to keep it light and soften it up a little bit just with my fingers there. Gonna curl my eyelashes and then we'll put on some mascara. All right, I'm gonna use my new favorite mascara, which is the Tom Ford Lash Raise mascara. All right, now let's go ahead and try this new Armani Lip Maestro Freeze. I have it in the color 204 Nuda, of course, but they had, I don't know, maybe like 6 colors, and this was the only one that really appealed to me. It was also really hard to tell online, of course, what the colors look like because they came in these like frosted bottles. When I got this definitely is not a color that I would normally pick out. It is very, very pink for me, but I figured with the summertime, I do like to brighten up my lip color. So anyway, I decided to keep it. This Lip Maestro formula is so, so good. I just love the way it feels. I am not usually into like a matte lip. This is probably my favorite matte lip out there. It's so comfortable. So there is a pink lip on me. What do we think? I don't know. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of a pink lip. You know what? Let me try adding a lip liner. I'm going to use Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, which is like a little bit more neutral. Like this has a little bit of peach in there, and I wonder if that'll help ground it a bit. It's okay. It's growing on me a little bit. I think I'm just not used to seeing this kind of color on my lips. So that is it for today's look. This summertime friendly, really quick, low maintenance kind of like pink toned look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.